Hi, this is the tech guy, and as you might see, we're in the kitchen today. We're going to be cooking some meat, and we're going to do a little bit of recipes with the tech guy today. Today we're going to be making some beef and some pork.
Oh, heck yeah!
And that's my son Daniel being a bit of a jerk in the background, but that's what he wants to be, so that's life. Now here we have our spices, our garlic powder, parsley, some black pepper, some garlic pepper, and this is a local spice mixture, the Angus seasoning mixture. Now this Campbell mix we're only going to use on the beef because my wife doesn't like the celery salt. And we're going to use up these breadcrumbs that I have here. I actually prefer a different brand, but since we have these, I want to use them up. Now the first thing we're going to do is we're going to set our oven here, bake, because we're making pork. I'm going to set it to 400 degrees. So we're going to bake at 400 degrees. The oven will now preheat, so we'll let that sit. Now we're going to take our breadcrumb mixture, dump a little bit of it in here. We're not going to use a lot of breadcrumbs because we're only feeding 4 here. We're going to let our spices do most of the work. We're going to start with some garlic pepper. And for your own tastes, feel free to use your own spices, your own favorites. You don't have to use what I use. If you like something different, by all means use something different. Garlic powder, you can't have too much garlic. It's just, I'm Sicilian, I'm sorry. There is no such thing as too much garlic, like that old line from Alice in Wonderland. No such thing as too much pepper. Now the reason why we're doing so much seasoning is the breadcrumbs I'm using are unseasoned breadcrumbs. So there's no real kick to them.
You should get the other one, the regular one we get.
Well, I'm using these up first, Daniel. Now, Daniel is right. Normally, I would use the seasoned breadcrumbs. I had to put down the camera for a second to get this Angus stuff. And there's the Angus stuff, and that's the cat who was wondering why I'm not feeding her. She's a huge cat. Feed me! And so we have a small mixture there. Doesn't look like a lot, but I only have a few things. Now what we're cooking today are boneless pork chops from Romano's. We'll open these up. I saw these in the butcher case and they looked really good. Now I'm only feeding 3, but I bought 4 just in case somebody wants seconds, and more importantly in case we had a guest. We tend to get guests an awful lot here. Now there's a couple of ways to coat these things. The most common way is to simply use some sort of a egg mix, which people tend to do. I will sometimes, my father used to use a mayonnaise mix, where he would literally coat his hand in mayonnaise. But the cheap and dirty way that works just as well is to just run them under water. I'm here in the bathroom. I'm just running some water. Get some light on there. Just running some water over the piece of pork. Now, my kitchen sink is a little inconvenient. It's actually more inconvenient for me to go there. Just going to drop this in to our mixture. Just enough to cover the top here. Now you can see the mixture's going on evenly. We're going to do it so that all 4 sides are there. There's a good piece of fat on this. I like to make sure that there's a little bit of fat on here because the fat will help it cook. So now, there's your coated pork. And we're going to pause here